Today's episode of Aquatic Wetline is brought to you by Oasis Aquatics. Find your oasis today. Find your next fish at oasisaquaticsnj.com. Check out Oasis Aquatics on Facebook and Instagram.
Welcome to Aquatic Wetline with Aqua Alex CARDINALE. Aquatic Wetline is a tropical fish and aquarium livestream that started out as a podcast in 2014 and is hosted by 30-year-old fish keeper Aqua Alex CARDINALE from Green Acres, Florida. Aqua Alex started fish keeping at the age of 12 and has kept monster fish, freshwater, and saltwater fish and has a lot of knowledge and experience in the aquarium hobby. Aquatic Wetline is supported and brought to you by Oasis Aquatics, an online and local fish shop in Hackettstown, New Jersey. Oasis Aquatics has cichlids, catfish, oddballs, and more. Find your oasis today at www.oasisaquaticsnj.com. What fish topic does Aqua Alex have tonight? Let's find out. Aquatic Wetline with Aqua Alex begins now. Aqua Alex is live from his fish room in Green Acres, Florida. Take it away, Aqua Alex.
Good evening, fish keepers! Welcome to an all-new episode of Aquatic Wetline. I'm your host, the one and the only South American fish keeper, Aqua Alex. Tonight on Aquatic Wetline, we're going to talk about plecos, and more specifically, fancy plecos. Tonight, I'm going to tell you my 10 favorite plecos. Plecos that will be discussed tonight include the marble sailfin pleco, the leopard cactus pleco, both types of phantom plecos, and a whole lot more. I have 10 fancy plecos that I'm going to talk about. I'm going to give you information on each pleco that I mention, and I'm going to tell you how to keep and care for them in the home aquarium. And then I'm going to share photos and videos of them as well. On top of that, I'm going to start the show with some information on plecos. So I think you fish keepers are going to enjoy this episode of Aquatic Wetline, and I think you're going to enjoy learning about plecos. I would like to thank all the fish keepers that are watching this episode of Aquatic Wetline. Whether you're watching live or you're catching the replay of this episode of Aquatic Wetline, I greatly appreciate your view. Be sure to hit that like button and be sure to hit the subscribe button if this is your first video that you are watching of mine. All right. So, the question is, viewers, what are your favorite plecos? Let me know down in the comments what your favorite plecos are, because I'm going to be discussing my favorite plecos, and I'm curious to know what are my favorite fish keepers who are watching this show, what your favorite plecos are. So what are my audience members' favorite plecos? Let me know in the comments down below. All right, so before I get started and before I start talking about my 10 favorite plecos, I do want to start the show with some information on plecos, some knowledgeable information on plecos that you're going to learn from today's show. So here is the information that I have for you. Plecos are the largest family of catfish. There are 92 genera and just over 680 species. Plecos are a part of a family known as lorocrids, and they originate from freshwater habitats of Costa Rica, Panama, and tropical and subtropical South America. These fish are noted for the bony plates covering their bodies and their sucker mouths. Several genera are sold as plecos, notably the sucker mouth catfish, Hypostomus, plecostomus, and are very popular as aquarium fish. Now, plecos are often referred to by their L number. This has become common since imports of loricrid catfish from South America often included specimens that had not been taxonomically described. Currently, L numbers are used not only by fish keeping enthusiasts, but also by biologists, since they represent a useful stopgap until a new species of fish is given a full taxonomic name. In some cases, two different L-numbered catfish have turned out to be different populations of the same species, which is very similar to what has happened to the two distinct types of green phantom plecos, L200, while in other cases, multiple but superficially similar species have all been traded under a single L number. The sucker mouth exhibited by these catfish allows them to adhere to objects in their habitats, even in fast-flowing waters. The mouth and teeth are also adapted to feed on a variety of foods, such as algae, invertebrates, and detritus. Some species, notably the panicu, are known for exophagy, or the ability to digest wood. There are plecos that are able to eat wood, and thus plecos are one of the only fish that can eat wood. Now, most plecos available in the aquarium hobby are algae eaters. Some are algae eaters and vegetable eaters. Some are omnivorous, meaning they eat both meat and vegetables and algae. And some are strictly carnivorous, like my favorite carnivorous pleco, the leopard cactus and the vampire pleco. Now, many species of plecos are very nocturnal. Some species are territorial, but there are some schooling loricids out there, like the Otocinclus. But the Otocinclus, in my book, is technically not a pleco. It is a loricid. But we'll do a show talking about Otocinclus in the future because I do like and I do love Otocinclus catfish. They are a cool mini algae eater for the nano aquarium. All right. Having said that, let's get to the fun. Now it's time for me to talk about my 10 favorite plecos. And these are not in order. There is no particular order. I love all 10 of these plecos. So, coming in at number 10, and one of my all-time favorite plecos, especially for common plecos, is the marbled sailfin pleco, which is also known as the Gibby pleco or the Gibiceps pleco. The marbled sailfin pleco is actually very, very cool. Now, the marbled sailfin pleco can be found in Peru, Ecuador, Brazil, and Venezuela. They are common in the upper and middle of the Amazon basin and can be found in the Rio Orinoco basin. This pleco can grow to really large sizes. They can get up to 18 inches in length, so they will require a large aquarium. When it comes to common plecos like this type and the other large growing plecos, the larger the aquarium, the better, because these guys do get pretty large. They can get up to 18 inches in length, like I said, so you're going to want at least a 125-gallon aquarium or larger. Now, you can feed the marble sailfin pleco with algae, lettuce, spinach, endive, carrots, zucchini, peas, spirulina, etc. The Gibby pleco is not difficult to feed whatsoever. They're one of my favorite plecos for a reason, and it's because they will eat just about anything. They are super hardy, and they're one of the more faster growing plecos out there. They will also take frozen food like bloodworms or mosquito larvae, cyclops, brine shrimp, etc. Larger sailfin plecos can also be fed with larger foods like worms, shrimp, or pieces of fish. Sailfin plecos are greedy feeders that can easily shove other fish away from the available food. If you combine them with other plecos, make sure that other weaker fish are being fed enough food, because these guys can definitely become pigs when it comes time to feeding, and they are very territorial plecos. So they should really be the only pleco in a home aquarium unless you have a really large tank and plenty of driftwood and plenty of hiding places for them to hide. Very, very cool. And these guys definitely require a big filtration system because they eat a lot and they produce a lot of waste. But the marbled sailfin pleco, very beautiful fish. Can't go wrong. It is a affordable, fancier type of common pleco, but it definitely is an attractive pleco. Let's take a look at a video of some marbled sailfin plecos, aka Gibby plecos, that I found on Facebook. Let's see how beautiful they are on a video. And that was the gorgeous marbled sailfin pleco, aka the Gibby pleco. All right, the next pleco we're going to talk about, I have talked about a lot recently over the last couple of weeks, and it's because it's a pleco that I really admire, and it is one of my all-time favorite plecos, and that is the L200 Green Phantom pleco. I haven't had any fancy plecos in a long time. As a matter of fact, the only pleco that I have currently is just an ordinary common pleco. But once I get working and once I get a income again, I am definitely going to add some fancy plecos to my 125 and maybe even some fancy plecos to my African cichlid tank once I get it up and running. And I definitely would like to get some green phantom plecos, which are also known as the L200 plecos. Now, believe it or not, the L200 pleco has only been in the aquarium hobby for about 28 years. The Green Phantom pleco was introduced in the aquarium hobby in 1995. So 2 years after I was born, the Green Phantom pleco was introduced to the aquarium hobby. Now, Green Phantom plecos are omnivores, which means they eat both meat and vegetables. To keep them healthy, it is recommended to provide them with a mixed diet of both meat and vegetables. For vegetables, you can give them zucchini, cucumber, broccoli, and lettuce. And yes, they will also eat algae. They will eat algae on your rocks. They will eat algae off the driftwood and algae off the glass. But with plecos, you should never, ever consider algae a primary source of their diet. You should offer them some sort of vegetable matter and some sort of meat matter as well. So I've mentioned the vegetables that you can feed them. For meaty foods, you can feed them shrimp and frozen bloodworms. Those are great for the Green Phantom pleco. And you can also feed them pellets and wafers and algae wafers as well. The Green Phantom pleco will typically max out at around 6, maybe 6.5, 7 inches. So it's a perfect pleco for a 55-gallon, 75-gallon, and up. And they could be kept with other fancy plecos as well, as long as you have plenty of hiding spaces for the plecos to hide. So if you want to keep multiple plecos together in an aquarium, then my recommendation would be to have plenty of hiding spaces, plenty of little rocks and crevices for the plecos to hide in, maybe even some driftwood for them. The more cave work, the more hiding spots they have, the less territorial issues there will be with multiple plecos in an aquarium. Now, there is actually two different types of L200 green phantom pleco. There is the long fin green phantom pleco, and then there is the ordinary standard fin green phantom pleco. Both are relatively common in the aquarium hobby, and green phantom plecos for a fancy pleco aren't really that expensive. You'll probably pay anywhere from $60 to about $90 for a green phantom pleco. And for some of the fancy plecos we're going to mention on the show, some of them could be up in the couple $100 range. So I think the green phantom pleco is definitely very affordable. So let's see how beautiful the green phantom pleco is. Here is a video of green phantom plecos. All right, that was the beautiful L200 green phantom pleco. Now, there is another phantom in the aquarium hobby that we are going to talk about, and that other phantom is the blue phantom pleco. Now, the blue phantom pleco is very similar to the green phantom pleco, the only difference being the coloration of the blue phantom pleco. The blue phantom pleco eats the same thing as the green phantom pleco and grows to the same size as the green phantom pleco. So here is how beautiful the blue phantom pleco is. Here is a video showing you the color of a beautiful blue phantom pleco.
One's in the bathroom, and the other's in the bedroom. Nice try.
You got 3 fishes included.
They're little things. Your dad told us to bring it
He
in.
wanted a couple of the affiliates that we have growing, and the affiliates. We got the wide leaf and the long leaf. He asked if once they got up big enough and started rooting, we cut off some of the in for him. So,
very beautiful pleco. All right, so now we're going to talk about my next favorite pleco. And my next favorite pleco is one that has eluded me all the years that I've been in the aquarium hobby. I've only seen them a couple of times at my local fish store, and man, do I really want to get one. I've got a feeling that I will be getting one really soon, and it is gold. It is gold. If you like gold, then you're going to like this pleco. It is a gold nugget pleco, and look how beautiful the gold nugget pleco is. I want one real bad. Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. I want a gold nugget pleco really bad. So, gold nugget plecos can grow up to 10 inches long in size, so you'll definitely need a large tank to comfortably accommodate one of these amazing plecos. So, for a gold nugget pleco, I would say 125 would be ideal for these beautiful fish. Also, the gold nugget pleco is a highly territorial bottom dweller that needs room to swim, places to hide away during the day, and an area of the tank to call his own. So, to provide maximum space on the tank bottom, you should choose a tank that is long rather than tall. Gold nugget plecos are omnivorous. although their main diet in the wild environment is the algae that they find growing on driftwood and rocks. In captivity, the gold nugget pleco will eat scraps of leftover food that drifts down to the substrate from above, and they will happily graze on algae that are growing on rocks and decorations. However, it is crucial that you supplement that diet by feeding your gold nugget plecos flakes and sinking wafers that are specially formulated for the species. In addition, the fish enjoy fresh vegetables such as shelled peas, cucumber, and zucchini. Also, you can introduce very small amounts of brine shrimp, tubifex worms, and freeze-dried bloodworms. Now, gold nugget plecos are primarily nocturnal, so feed them once a day just before lights out. These plecos will come out under cover of darkness to eat. So if you equip your tank with a nightlight, you'll be able to see more of them. Now, gold nugget plecos, from what I've seen online, can range anywhere in price from $40 all the way up to $120, depending on size and depending on the locale and the type of gold nugget pleco. There are a couple of types of gold nugget pleco. The only one that I can remember right now is the L18. The L18 is the most common of the gold nugget pleco. So, do you want to see a video of gold nugget plecos? Well, you're in luck. I've got a video for gold nugget plecos for you right here. And that is the amazing gold nugget pleco. All right, we're going to get to our next pleco here. And this is going to be the next pleco we're going to talk about before we take our quick intermission. Now, this is my all-time favorite carnivorous pleco, but it's a very expensive pleco that'll cost you a couple $100. But to me, it is definitely worth it. And it is the L600 Leopard Cactus pleco, but there's also a L114 with the same name. So either the L114 or the L600, they both get a similar size. One is just cheaper than the other. So let's learn about the Leopard Cactus pleco. Leopard Cactus plecos are generally peaceful, but they will become territorial as they mature. They prefer subdued lighting and bogwood or similar to the tank. So make sure you add bogwood or similar to create hiding places. Now, much like most plecos, it is a high waste producer, so excellent filtration is required, along with regular water changes. The adult size of this fish is quite large, so they are best kept in a large aquarium. As juveniles, the fins of the leopard cactus pleco will have a yellowish coloration, but as they mature, the yellow will fade and the finnage will take on the same camouflage pattern as the main body. These fish require plenty of open space at the bottom of the aquarium, so planted setups are not ideal for the leopard cactus pleco. It is far better to use sand for the substrate and add pieces of wood or PVC piping to provide hiding places and nothing else extra. They are a high waste producer, and as such, a strong filtration system will be required, plus regular water changes to keep the water quality high. They are also often housed with other large species of fish for tank mates. This just compounds the problem of keeping the water quality high. They are not overly aggressive towards tank mates that occupy higher levels, so keeping them with medium-sized species makes more sense and makes life easier with regards to the water quality. The leopard cactus pleco will grow to be about 12 inches in length, and they are a stunning looking pleco. Here is a video showing you how beautiful the leopard cactus pleco can be. And I would like to thank Pleco John for that amazing video of those gorgeous leopard cactus plecos. They definitely are an incredible pleco. All right, right now we're going to go ahead and take a quick intermission, which is being brought to us by our supporters, Oasis Aquatics, Aquascapeonline, Little Egypt Aquarium Club, and the wonderful Facebook fish keeping group that I, Aqua Alex, am an administrator on, Aquarium Obsession. Now, during this intermission, you're going to learn about Oasis Aquatics and all of our supporters, but also you're going to learn about an upcoming live stream that I am debuting, a new live series that I am debuting that is going to air monthly right here on my YouTube channel, The Real Alex Cardinale. You're going to learn about Find Your Oasis. And you'll also have a promo for this week's Saturday Live. When I come back, we're going to continue talking about my final 5 favorite plecos. Coming up next, learn about the vampire pleco, the L191 dual-eyed royal pleco, the bushy nose pleco, and more. Top 10 favorite plecos here on Aquatic Wetline with Aqua Alex continues right after this quick word from our amazing fish keeping supporter.
So my name is Tom. I started fish keeping when my grandfather dug a fish tank out of the attic when I was about 5 years old.
So my name's Matt. I'm part of Oasis Aquatics. Been doing this for a long time. Started when I was about 7 years old. 22 years of doing this business.
I'm 29 years old now. I never stopped. There wasn't a day in between where I did not think about fish keeping.
I was doing a vet tech job for many years. Eventually I stopped that because this is my passion in my life.
Matt and I have known each other far too long, as many friendships should be.
And you're like, you know what? We need a fish store. There's no fish stores around here. So we had to make it easy access for everyone, to have many varieties from the little small stuff for everyone to the monster fish keeper people.
No matter what it is that you're looking to do, we can provide it for you.
Aquascapeonline is proud to support Aqua Alex Cardinale and Aquatic Wetline. Aquascapeonline is an online exotic freshwater fish shop owned by Pedro Villegas, who specializes in piranhas, stingrays, cichlids, catfish, and more. Aquascapeonline has been monster fish keepers' go-to place for exotic large growing predatory fish for over a decade. Looking for a specific type of piranha? Aquascape carries both Pygocentris and Cerasalmus. We also have Exodon tetras, wolffish, African tigerfish, and other toothy aquatic monsters. Check us out today. www.aquascapeonline.com.
Little Egypt Aquarium Club is a proud supporter of CARDINALE and Aquatic Wetline. Little Egypt Aquarium Club is an aquarium club in Redbud, Illinois, but it's also an online tropical fish supplies website. On the Little Egypt Aquarium Club website, you'll find tropical fish food such as repashy and flakes. You'll also find medications and breeding supplies and even live angelfish. Everything and anything you may need for your freshwater aquarium can be found at Little Egypt Aquarium Club. Orders over $200 get free shipping. Little Egypt Aquarium Club is giving a 10% discount by using the code ALEX. Remember, save 10% by using coupon code ALEX. Little Egypt Aquarium Club, my Shopify. Come.
Do you have kids who want to get a fish tank? Do your kids want to enter the aquarium hobby? The aquarium hobby is very relaxing and rewarding, but it can be quite the undertaking for a first-time hobbyist. Luckily, there is one young man who was once in your shoes. He decided to research and learn about the aquarium hobby, and used his experiences to write and publish a book for future kids entering the aquarium hobby. Introducing Fish Keeping for Kids, written and published by Brian Conway. Everything you need to know about the aquarium hobby in one book. Fish Keeping for Kids is a guide to keeping fish and other aquatic creatures. It uses easy-to-read language and images to help the information be easily understood. While it was written especially for kids 8 years old and up, it is a good guide for people of any age. This book covers all the basics and some intermediate-level topics to help someone get started and learn more about caring for fish and other aquatic animals. What do you get from Fish Keeping for Kids? Friendly. It was written by a kid for kids. Simple. Written in easy-to-understand language for kids and adults. Informative. Full of charts, graphs, and diagrams to make it easy to follow along with. Complete. All of the things someone should know when they start fish keeping. For more information and to purchase a copy of Fish Keeping for Kids, please visit www.fishkeepingforkids.com. That's fishkeepingforkids.com.
Do you have an obsession for aquariums and tropical fish? Well, so does Alex CARDINALE, and that's why he is now an admin on the wonderful Facebook fish keeping and aquarium group Aquarium Obsession. It's also why I'm so happy to tell you about this group. It is a place for every fish keeper, whether you are keeping freshwater or saltwater or even goldfish. We also welcome reptile and amphibian enthusiasts. Aquarium Obsession is one of the only Facebook fish keeping groups where our members come first, and we want them to feel part of our fish family. Members are encouraged to participate in group activities such as Aquatic YouTube Thursdays. Fish tubers are welcome to share any of their fish keeping or reptile videos on Thursdays. We also have knowledgeable staff including Alex. So what are you waiting for? Come find out what the obsession is about our group. Check out Aquarium Obsession on Facebook today and join our group. Type Aquarium Obsession in the search bar or go to this link, www.facebook.com/groups/JOMF group.
Get ready for Easter, everyone. On the next Saturday Live with Alex Cardinale, it's an Easter-themed Saturday Live since it will be held on Easter Eve. Live Saturday, March 30th, 2024, at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. It's Happy Easter Saturday Live with Alex Cardinale. Chef Alex will have Easter dinner tips and Easter recipes. The animal of the week will be the bunny, aka rabbit. Get ready to learn about bunnies just in time for Easter. Sergeant Slaughter will have facts on Easter, Universal Studios, and Carvel ice cream. Oasis Aquatics featured fish will be the true freshwater tiger moray eel. Aquascapeonline featured fish is the wolf fish. Aqua Alex's featured fish is a saltwater fish known as a fox-face rabbitfish. Let's recap March and discuss Easter gift ideas with Alex Cardinale. Plus, More best WrestleMania matches as WrestleMania draws closer, Yankees Spotlight, Karens of the Week, and so much more. Happy Easter everyone. Happy Easter Saturday Live with Alex Cardinale live Saturday, March 30th, 2024 at 9 p.m. Eastern 6 p.m. Pacific on YouTube channel The Real Alex Cardinale.
Aqua Alex Cardinale and fish guy Tom McGuire are proud to announce a new fish keeping series coming to YouTube channel The Real Alex Cardinale. The name of this fish keeping show is Find Your Oasis. It will be hosted by Aqua Alex Cardinale and Oasis Aquatics owner fish guy Tom McGuire. This will be a fish keeping livestream with no scripts and no nonsense. Any and everything fish will be discussed, and Tom will also discuss current happenings at Oasis Aquatics. Find Your Oasis airs each and every month on YouTube channel The Real Alex Cardinale. Don't miss the chance to see two awesome fish keeping friends chatfish and have fun. The debut of Find Your Oasis is live this Tuesday, April 2nd, 2024, at 9 p.m. Eastern 6 p.m. Pacific. Let's kick off April in style, fish keepers. What will Aqua Alex and fish guy Tom have to discuss on the debut episode? Oasis Aquatics celebrates its first year on April 1st. Will that be up for discussion on the debut of Find Your Oasis? Who knows? Be sure to tune in and have some fun. Live Tuesday, April 2nd, 2024, at 9 p.m. Eastern 6 p.m. Pacific on YouTube channel The Real Alex Cardinale.
Welcome back to Aquatic Wetline with me, Aqua Alex, and tonight we are talking about Plecos, and more specifically, we are talking about my favorite type of Plecos. Now, before the intermission, I talked about the Leopard Cactus Pleco, I talked about the blue and green Phantom Pleco, I talked about the Gold Nugget Pleco, and the Marbled Sailfin Pleco. Now it's time for me to talk about my final 5 favorite Plecos. So let's get right back into it. So coming up next, my next favorite Pleco is a blood-sucking Pleco. Well, not literally, but its common name is that of a mythical character that usually sucks blood. And that is the Vampire Pleco. The Vampire Pleco is one of my all-time favorite fancy Plecos. And what's so cool about the Vampire Pleco is that there are many different species of Vampire Plecos. You've got ones that have a black body with yellow spots. You've got ones that have a black body with white spots. You've got ones that have like a tannish, goldish body with black spots. So there's a plethora of different Vampire Pleco species. But what's so unique about the Vampire Plecos is that they are a medium-growing carnivorous Pleco, meaning they eat meat. So Vampire Plecos can get to a length of about 10 inches in length. So they would be great for a 75-gallon, a 90-gallon, and larger. And they will eat raw market shrimp. They will eat tilapia. They will eat bloodworms and even diced up pieces of earthworms. I had a Vampire Pleco that loved eating diced up earthworms, believe it or not. So they're definitely a really cool meat-eating Pleco, and one that I would recommend adding to a South American cichlid display. I think the Vampire Pleco will complement a Waru tank. It'll complement a Sevrum tank. It'll definitely even complement an Oscar tank as well. So here is a video showing you how beautiful the Vampire Pleco actually is. Very, very cool, fancy Pleco. Now, the vampire Plecos can range in price from about $40 up to about $200, depending on the local fish store that you go to, the type of vampire Pleco, and the size. But as I always say, the price is definitely worth it because they are a unique fish. All right, let's check out some of the live comments. I see we have some live comments here. Let's see. Matt is in the house. Hey, Matt, how are you? Thank you so much for tuning in. Matt says I could put a link to Brian's Fish Keeping for Kids book in the featured section of Aquarium Obsession. Great. I will do that right after the show. So for all our Aquarium Obsession members, I will share the Fish Keeping for Kids website on the featured section of Aquarium Obsession right after this episode. April will feature an Easter episode. Actually, this Saturday will be our Easter episode. So Saturday, March 30th. So almost April, a couple days before April. And Matt says, I had a chocolate Pleco and green phantom Plecos in my 220-gallon aquarium. My Oscars got along with them. They ate on my driftwood daily. Great fish. Always wanted a vampire Pleco. Never done them due to not finding them in any local fish store. Yeah, I couldn't find any locally either. How I got my vampire Pleco was I had to order from Wet Spot Tropical Fish in 2018. I had to wait for like a 4 or 5 inch one, and when they finally got them in, I immediately ordered. As soon as they posted their stock list, I immediately ordered a vampire Pleco, and I had him for a couple of years until I lost him in a winter snowstorm. Which is why I'm so glad I don't live in Massachusetts no more. Don't have to worry about snowstorms and blizzards and power outages anymore, because it sucks when you live in a cold climate and you have a huge snowstorm and it wipes out your power and you don't have a generator and you lose power. That means you're probably going to lose some of your most expensive fish. And I ended up losing a vampire Pleco. I lost some littoral rays, a couple of datnoids. But now I have a generator, but I'm in South Florida when I really don't need a generator, other than maybe during the hurricane season. But we've been very fortunate that the hurricane season here in West Palm area is very light. Usually it's only rain and wind, maybe trees will fall down, but that's about it. So that's lately in the 5 years that I've been here. So luckily, we haven't had any power outages. So Matt says, I always thought that the vampire Pleco looks like a starry night cichlid. So the vampire Pleco looks like a starry night cichlid became a Pleco. That is very true. I agree with that. And Matt also says, this hospital is in really, really need of an aquarium. I'm having serious withdrawals. The unit is very boring, very boring. People that have stroke who need things to stimulate their mind. So an aquarium would be great today. Maybe I'm just biased and I miss myself. LOL. I think an aquarium would be great in a stroke hospital because, like you said, it stimulates your mind. Wet Spot is very cool. I got my Red Spot Gold Severums from them. Yeah, Wet Spot Tropical Fish is a great online fish store. All right, now let's talk about our next Pleco here. Now, this next Pleco is one of my favorite smaller Plecos. Matter of fact, it's one of the Plecos that I recommend for any tank smaller than a 75-gallon. They clean algae just as well as the ordinary common Pleco, but they just don't get as big as the ordinary common Pleco, and that is the bushy nose and cisterus Pleco. You can call them bushy nose, you can call them bristle nose, or you can call them incisterus. But one thing is for sure, they are very cool Plecos. They have very cool personalities. Males will probably get about 6 to 7 inches, while females will probably get about 4 or 5 inches. So that is drastically smaller than the ordinary common pleco. And what's so cool about the bristlenose and citrus pleco is that males will actually get like these little bristles on their face, which is very, very interesting and very, very cool. And they will eat algae, they will eat vegetables just like an ordinary common pleco would. So if you're looking for something unique to add to your discus or your angelfish or your community aquariums, then the bristlenose or bushy nose pleco could be for you. I almost messed up saying that. That's twice on a fish show that I almost had some botches there. Yesterday's video and today's video. But bushy nose and bristlenose pleco, same thing, same name. But I just call them ancistrus because it's easier for me to call them ancistrus plecos. All right. So now we're going to talk about my next favorite pleco. And let's see, what is my next favorite pleco? So my next favorite pleco is a free beacon pleco. Another carnivorous pleco. The three beacon pleco is a very nice pleco that grows to about 8 inches in length. So the three beacon pleco is very similar to the leopard cactus pleco, with the exception that the three beacon pleco will only grow to 8 inches. And it'll eat meaty foods as well. Very, very cool pleco. So let's check out some of the live comments here. And let's see what's being said in the chat. All right, let's see here. Jesse is in the house. Jesse from Salient Aquatics. Hey, Jesse, how are you? Thank you so much for tuning in. And Jesse says he loves plecos of all types. I have 2 of what appears to be snow kings, but he likes the gold nugget and the zebra plecos. Yeah, the zebra plecos are very, very cool. I like the zebra plecos. The only problem is they're very expensive, and they stay kind of small, which would be difficult in my monster tank. They would become food, and they're very, very expensive. But I do like the zebra plecos. Maybe one day I'll be able to keep some zebra plecos. And Matt on Facebook says that he has a albino bristlenose somewhere in his aquarium. He hasn't seen it in months, but they're the world champion of hide and seek. Forget where it's Waldo, it's where's the pleco. That is very, very cool. So Jesse also says to check out the Snow King pleco. Yeah, the Snow King pleco sounds like an interesting one. I'm going to actually get a picture and upload it to the studio, and I'll show people what the Snow pleco looks like. Snow King pleco like here. If my computer doesn't freeze. All right, so Matt also says that Pleco and Cory Mania is the best Facebook group for Plecos and Corys. Hold on one second really quick. My computer's going really slow. All right, here we go. I was able to get it. Oh, they're very cool. They look like they're a type of common Pleco, but different. All right, let's see here. All right, sorry about that. I am back. We lost power here. Very, 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 very sorry about that. So we lost power, but I am back now here on Aquatic Wetline. Isn't that ironic? We were just talking about losing power about 20 minutes ago, and then power went out during the stream. That is very ironic. So I'll never mention that again on the stream. But anyway, here is a picture of a Snow King Pleco. Very, very cool. So as Jesse was saying, this is a Snow King Pleco. All right. So the Snow King Pleco is very, very cool. So this is a Snow King Pleco, as mentioned by Jesse earlier in the show. So now let's get to our final two Plecos here. I apologize for the dead air, but we are now back. Very, very cool. All right, so the next Pleco that we are going to talk about is one of my all-time favorites, and it is a Royal Pleco. It is a L191 dual-eyed Royal Pleco. These guys are capable of getting over 2.5 to 3 feet in length, and they are algae eaters, but they also are driftwood eaters. I would say their diet is 95% driftwood and vegetables, and the rest of their diet would be algae. The dual-eyed Royal Pleco is a very cool Pleco, and in the future, I'm going to do an entire episode dedicated on the Royal Pleco. And finally, we have the Rhino Pleco, also known as the Chocolate Pleco. The Chocolate Pleco and the Rhino Pleco, very similar to the common Pleco, grows to a similar size of a common Pleco. All right, so I just wanted to kind of quickly end this episode because we are actually now in the middle of a thunderstorm, and I don't want the power to go out again while I'm on a live stream. So we're going to go ahead and wrap things up. It has been an incredible episode of Aquatic Wetline. I would like to say thank you to Jesse and Matt from Aquarium Obsession for watching today's live stream. And I want to thank each and everyone who tuned in and learned about favorite Plecos here on Aquatic Wetline. I do apologize for the few minutes of dead air because of the power outage. But I would like to announce something really quick, if I could find it in my comments. Next Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, don't miss the debut of Find Your Oasis, which is hosted by Aqua Alex and fish guy Tom McGuire. Next Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. I'll be hosting Find Your Oasis with my co-host, Tom McGuire from Oasis Aquatics. With that being said, hopefully it's not pouring out where you're at, but I hope you all have a great night, and I thank you so much for watching this episode of Aquatic Wetline. Be sure to smash that like button and hit that subscribe button if you are a new viewer. Aqua Alex from Green Acres, Florida saying happy fish keeping, and thank you for watching.
Thank you very much for watching this live stream of the Real Alex Cardinale YouTube channel. I hope you enjoyed the show. I want to thank you all for your patronage for the last 10 years. It's going to be incredible riding into the future with more awesome live streams and videos. Aqua Alex Cardinale, Chef Alex Cardinale, WWE fan Alex Cardinale, Detective Alex Cardinale, and the Real Alex Cardinale would like to thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this live stream, please smash that like button. If you are new to my YouTube channel, please hit that subscribe button and become a legendary viewer and a legendary Cardinale. Check out the Real Alex Cardinale on social media. Facebook Alex Cardinale, American Alex. Instagram instagram.com/Alex Cardinale 93. Fish keepers, please join our amazing Facebook fish keeping group Aquarium Obsession. Check out and support Oasis Aquatics, our amazing supporter since July of 2023. www.oasisaquaticsnj.com. Follow Oasis Aquatics on Facebook and Instagram. Have a good night and thanks for watching. Stay legendary.